Hey, I just got back from California, was out there for VidCon, still a bit jet lagged. That's a bunch of fun. And I want to talk about likability and people trying to be likable, because it happens everywhere. We all know about the classic high school popularity contest trope. It's a thing. It's been a thing in films for quite some time, been a thing in literature for even longer than high school has been a thing. Here's a little life pro tip for you. High school doesn't end, right? You leave and then you're like, it should be over. And then all that drama is still around, still happening in. Other than the education-y bits, high school is pretty much, socially, a popularity contest, and it functions very similarly to the economy. You got the super popular people, and it's really easy for them to stay super popular. Then you got the peasants down here, aka the not popular people, trying so hard to get up there, but they can't, because upward mobility is difficult, turns out. Most of my high school career, and let's be honest, my life still to this day, is about trying to get as many people as possible to like me. And that's not always healthy. If you're wondering how to be likable, let's do that. Let's talk about that, because I'm the expert. The way I look at it, there are two main ways to be likable: outsourcing and insourcing. Let's describe what those mean. Outsourcing for me is when you're looking outward for that likability, for that validation, for that praise, whatever, applause, whatever you want to call it. This is all I did in high school, as a matter of fact, and if you look at my old videos, you can tell. I tried so hard to be funny in every single social situation that I was in, and it was bad because I wasn't that funny, and it hurt my feelings when people didn't laugh at a very deep level. Because at that time I wasn't really good with myself, didn't really know who myself was, as a matter of fact, so I looked outward and tried to find out who I was through how other people reacted to me. And that wasn't a great thing. Like I said, this doesn't have to necessarily be a bad thing. It can actually be a pretty dope thing, as a matter of fact, because if you care about what other people think about you, it means that you care how you present yourself to the world. And that's important, because you should care. You should care. The one that I've been really working on for the past like 2.5 freaking years of my life would be the insourcing part of it, and that is becoming likable to yourself, which I think is so super important. To me, that's where likability starts, because you gotta like yourself before anyone else can like you, right? It's very cliche, but it's very on point. For the most part, I'm always in like a hecka state of self-reflection. It's kind of my life. It's kind of what I do as a vlogger on the internet. And I do that because I like the idea of improving myself, of growing myself, so I'm always examining myself, examining my motivations, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and if there's stuff that I don't like, I address it, I talk about it, and I fix it. And that's as simple as that. I say it's as simple as that, but it's actually quite, exhausting, for one, yeah. But I find it to be incredibly worthwhile. One of the major pieces of advice I give to anyone interested in doing YouTube is about loving what you do, because if you don't love it, then no one else can connect to it or love it themselves. And it's the same thing with you, as a person. If you don't like yourself, really, it's gonna be very difficult for other people to like you. But at the same time, if you're all internal, it can also be a problem, because if you're all inside, if you're only focused on you, then you become a narcissist. Then you become selfish, because you're not thinking about other people. You're not taking into account other people's experiences or perspectives, and that is something that I've done a lot in my life. So here's my like bullet point list on how to be likable. Number 1, like yourself. And that is really a lot easier said than done. But for real, trust me on this, it's more than possible for every single person on this planet. Even if you have a lot of things you don't like about yourself. You can fix them. You can work on them. Because there's super dope parts of every single person, for real. The step after that is working in a little bit of that outsourcing, because it is important to gauge how people react to you. It is important to care about what other people think, because if everyone walked around not caring what anyone else thought, we would have like poo everywhere. Because you're just gonna poo in the middle of the freaking street, not caring about other people walking by that street, and they're gonna walk and smell your poo. And then they're gonna do the same. And that's not a fun world, that's a smelly world. Smelly world. But as most things do, it starts with you. And now I'm rhyming, I got good timing. Oh, that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Turns out I get goofy when I stand up and vlog. I hope you like this new little area. Still figuring it out. Still figuring out, still working out the kinks, but I want to change some stuff, want to update things, want to get the feel right. But yeah, as always, I'm Connor Manning. You just become a little more awesome, and I will see you guys on Monday. So VidCon was a crazy, hella emotional ride of amazingness that I just cannot even put into words accurately. I've been struggling to. I wanted to make a video about it, but I couldn't. Just know that every single experience that I had there was beautiful, was meaningful, not all good, but like at the same time all good. I'm really content with it, and I feel really good about things, and I'm super pumped to make this as good as it can possibly be. Let's do this. All of us together. Nux on 3. 1, 2, 3.